Listen closely. You know Caseoh? Not just a streamer, not just a TikToker. He is the accidental king of horror games, fast food jokes, and the most infectious laugh you've ever heard. And this story, I will whisper it to you like a midnight confession. Bling, bang, bang, born. Before the memes, before the Caseoh moments, he was just a guy from Arkansas. Not rich, not famous, just funny. He started streaming around 2022. His setup was simple. His room was small. But his personality? Huge. Bling. The camera turns on. Bang. He leans into the mic and says something ridiculous. Bang. He screams at a jump scare, then laughs at himself. Born. Caseoh is live. At first, only a few hundred people watched. But those few, they stayed. Because Caseoh was not pretending to be cool. He was just him. Bling. Bang. Bang. Born. People say Caseoh is loud. He screams at horror games like he's being chased by a real demon. He reacts to TikTok cringe with a mix of disgust and joy. He makes fun of himself constantly. But if you listen carefully, like this, in a whisper, you will hear something underneath. That laugh, it's not fake. That energy, it's not for show. Caseoh streams like every day is his last day on Earth. And he wants to make sure everyone has fun with him. Bling, bang, bang, born. You cannot tell Caseoh's story without mentioning the jokes. He is big. He knows it. And instead of hiding from it, he owns it. He built like a refrigerator. He don't run, I wobble. If he fall, just call it an earthquake. Some people might be offended, but Caseoh? He laughs first. And then his community laughs with him. Why? Because he has never been mean about it. He never makes fun of others for their bodies, only himself. That is not weakness. That is confidence. And confidence is the quietest kind of strength. Bling, bang, bang, born. Caseoh is not a pro gamer. He does not speedrun. He does not do crazy mechanics. He plays horror games badly, and do not forget Goob Lagoon. And that is why we love him. When a monster appears, he screams like a baby. When he gets lost, he panics and runs into walls. When he finally wins, he celebrates like he won the World Cup. His playthroughs of Water Park Sim, Poppy Playtime, they are not tutorials. They are performances. He brings us into his fear. And then he makes us laugh at that fear. That is a gift. Bling, bang, bang, born. He calls his fans, the Caseoh crew, and they are loyal. They send him clips. They make edits. They spam his chat with inside jokes. Lunchly, what the heck? Bro is not beating the allegations, but when Caseoh has a bad day, the crew notices. He once cried on stream, quietly, off camera, but we could hear it. Something about pressure, about expectations, about feeling like he has to be funny every second. In the chat exploded with love. Not memes, not jokes, just hearts. Just we love you, Case. He wiped his face, came back, and said, "All right, back to the game. That is a real connection. Bling, bang, 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 born." Why does this phrase return again and again? Because it is Caseoh's daily cycle, Bling. The idea, a game he wants to play, a reaction he wants to film, bang. The scream, the laugh, the jump, the chaos of going live, bang. The second wave, the trolls, the lag, the fails. He keeps going, born. Every stream, he is born again. New jokes, new energy, new reasons to laugh. Caseoh does not take himself seriously, but he takes streaming seriously. He shows up every day, even when he's tired, even when he's sad. That is professionalism disguised as chaos. Bling, bang, 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 TikTok. Clips of Caseoh screaming at horror games. Clips of him reacting to Am I the Jerk posts. Clips of him doing the Caseoh lean into the camera. Millions of views. Millions of followers. Suddenly, everyone knew his name. People who never watched Twitch were quoting him. Caseoh, what the heck, became a national catchphrase. But did he change? No. He still streams from the same room, still laughs the same laugh, still calls himself fat before anyone else can. He just has more people watching now. Bling, bang, bang, born. Sometimes, late at night, after the stream ends, the camera turns off, and Caseoh sits in silence. He has talked about loneliness, about being recognized in public and feeling strange, about wanting to make people laugh so they don't have to cry. He once said, "If I can make one person forget their bad day, I did my job." That is not a streamer talking. That is a friend. And that is why the Caseoh crew stays. Not for the screams, not for the memes, for the warmth hiding under all that noise. Bling, bang, bang, born. So now, when you hear the name Caseoh, do not remember the jump scares. Do not remember the fast food jokes. Remember the joy. A boy from Arkansas who turned his living room into a stage, who screamed so we could laugh, who fell so we could feel better about falling. He is not a hero. He is a reminder that you don't need to be perfect to be loved, that you don't need tea, or be thin to be confident, that sometimes being loud and honest is the kindest thing you can do. Bling, bang, bang, born. Thank you for listening, Caseoh crew. Sleep well, and tomorrow, laugh at yourself first.